You're exhausted. You've been tired all day. You can barely keep your eyes open at work. You tell yourself tonight you're going to sleep early. Get the rest you desperately need, and then bedtime comes. Suddenly, you're wide awake. Scrolling. Watching, doing one more thing. One more video. One more episode. One more scroll through posts you don't even care about. And before you know it, it's midnight, 1 a.m. later. And tomorrow, you'll be exhausted again. Here's what's really happening. You're not staying up because you're not tired. You're staying up because you're trying to steal back time. Time that doesn't belong to you anymore. And this one habit, this thing you do every single night without even realizing why, is destroying your health and your life. But once you understand what's driving it, you can stop it and finally rest. Let me describe your evening. You finish work. Finally. You've been going all day. Meetings, tasks, obligations, things you had to do, things other people needed from you. And now it's over. You're home. And you think, now I can relax. Now I get my time. But you're so drained that you can't do anything meaningful. You can't work on your project. You can't read that book. You can't call that friend. You're too tired. So you collapse. You scroll apps. You watch. You zone out. And it feels like rest. But it's not rest. It's numbing. And the hours pass. Then it's late. You should go to bed. You know you should. You have to wake up early tomorrow. You're already running on empty. But you don't go to bed. Just a little longer. Just one more thing. Because bed feels like giving up, like surrendering the day. And you haven't had enough yet. Enough of what? You're not even sure. You're not doing anything important. You're not enjoying yourself, not really. But you keep going. Keep scrolling. Keep watching. Because the moment you stop, the moment you close your eyes and go to sleep, this day is over. And tomorrow starts. And tomorrow looks exactly like today. More obligations. More demands. More time that isn't yours. So you delay. You push bedtime later and later, not because you're having fun, not because you're doing something you love, but because these late night hours, these stolen moments after everyone else is asleep, after all demands have stopped, this is the only time that feels like it belongs to you. Even if you're wasting it, even if you're too tired to enjoy it, it's yours. And you don't want to let it go. So why does this happen? Why do you sabotage your own sleep when you know how much you need it? It's called revenge bedtime procrastination. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You're taking revenge. Against the day. Against the schedule. Against the lack of control you feel over your own time. During the day, your time belongs to everyone else. Your boss. Your clients. Your responsibilities. You do what you have to do. You show up where you're supposed to show up. You meet the demands. And by the time the day ends, you feel like you haven't lived. You've just survived. You've just gotten through it. And your brain knows this. It feels the imbalance. It feels the lack of freedom. The sense that your life is not really yours. And so at night, when you finally have the chance, your brain says no. No, we're not done yet. We haven't had our time. We haven't done what we want. We haven't taken back control. And even though you're exhausted, even though every logical part of you knows you should sleep, you stay up. Because staying up is the only rebellion you have. The only way to claim a piece of your day that feels like yours. But here's the core of it. Deeper thing that drives this pattern. You're not just avoiding sleep. You're avoiding tomorrow. Going to sleep means accepting that today is over and tomorrow is coming. And tomorrow is going to look like today. More of the same. More tasks. More obligations. More of your life being dictated by things outside your control. And that thought is unbearable. So you delay, you stretch the night as long as possible. Not because the night is so good, but because tomorrow is so draining. This is the real mechanism. Revenge bedtime procrastination is not about sleep. It's about autonomy. About the desperate attempt to carve out a piece of time that belongs to you, even if it costs you the rest you need. Even if it makes tomorrow harder. Even if it's slowly destroying you. Because in the moment it feels like the only choice you have, the only power you have. Stay up, delay, resist. Take back something, anything, even if it's just a few more hours of mindless scrolling. And doesn't just ruin your sleep, it ruins everything. Because when you don't sleep, you don't recover. Your body doesn't heal, Your brain doesn't process. Your emotions don't regulate. So you wake up the next day even more depleted than before, more irritable, more anxious, less capable of handling stress, and the day feels harder. The demands feel heavier. The lack of control feels more suffocating, which makes you even more desperate to steal back time at night. So you stay up even later. And the cycle deepens. Over time, this wrecks your health. Chronic sleep deprivation is not just about being tired. It's about what happens to your body when it never gets the rest it needs. Your immune system weakens. Your metabolism slows. Your risk of serious illness increases. Your mental health deteriorates. Anxiety gets worse. Depression gets worse. Your ability to cope with life gets worse. And all because you're trying to take back a few hours that don't actually give you what you need. It also destroys your productivity. You think you're gaining time by staying up late, but you're losing it the next day because you're so tired that everything takes longer. You can't focus. You make mistakes. You move through the day in a fog. Tasks that should take 20 minutes take an hour, and you tell yourself you'll make up for it tonight. You'll rest tonight, but you won't, because the pattern will run again and again and again, and you'll keep losing, not gaining. And maybe the saddest part, you're stealing from yourself. You think you're taking back time from the day, from the obligations, from the world. But really, you're taking it from future you. You're sacrificing tomorrow's energy, tomorrow's clarity, tomorrow's ability to actually enjoy life, for a few more hours tonight of doing nothing that matters. You're choosing the illusion of control over the reality of rest. And it's costing you everything. But here's the shift. The reason you're staying up is real. The lack of autonomy you feel during the day is real. The sense that your life is not your own is real. And trying to reclaim time at night is not weakness. It's not laziness. It's a desperate attempt to meet a genuine need. The need for time that belongs to you, for freedom, for choice, for moments where you get to decide what happens. That need is valid. But the way you're trying to meet it is destroying you. There's a better way. The solution is not just force yourself to go to bed earlier, because if you do that without addressing the real issue, you'll just feel even more controlled, even more trapped. The solution is to stop trying to steal time at night and start reclaiming time during the day, to build autonomy into your waking hours so you're not desperately grasping for it when you should be sleeping. And that starts with understanding that time is not something you find, it's something you create. It's something you protect. You need to stop living like your day belongs to everyone else and start claiming pieces of it for yourself. Not at night. During the day, even if it's just 15 minutes, even if it's just one small thing that you do because you want to, not because you have to. Because when you have that, when you have even a small sense of ownership over your day, the desperate need to stay up at night starts to fade. You're not trying to steal back what was taken, because you didn't give it all away in the first place. So what do you actually do? How do you break this pattern? How do you reclaim your time without sacrificing your sleep? Let me give you 3 steps. First, audit your day for autonomy. Sit down and look at a typical day, hour by hour. How much of your time is dictated by obligation? By other people's needs? By things you have to do? And how much is actually yours? Not the scraps at the end of the day when you're too tired to use it, but real time. Time when you have energy. Time when you can choose. If the answer is very little or none, that's your problem. That's why you're staying up. You're living a life with no space for yourself, and you need to change that. Start small. Find 15 minutes in your day. Morning, lunch, afternoon. Whenever, this is your time. Not for productivity, not for obligations. For something you want, read. Sit in silence. Draw. Listen to music. Whatever feeds you. And make it non-negotiable. Because when you have this, when you know that you have a piece of your day that belongs to you, the grip of nighttime procrastination loosens. You're not starving for autonomy anymore. You're feeding it in real time. Second, create a wind-down ritual that feels like choice. Right now, bedtime probably feels something be imposed on you, like one more thing you're supposed to do. And your brain rebels against that. So reframe it. Bedtime is not about giving up your time. It's about giving yourself rest. It's about choosing to take care of yourself. Create a ritual that feels good. That feels like it's something doing for you, not something you're doing because you have to. Maybe it's a warm shower. Maybe it's stretching. Maybe it's journaling for 5 minutes. Maybe it's reading something that calms you. Whatever it is, make it pleasant. Make it something you look forward to. So going to bed stops feeling like surrender and starts feeling like self-care. Third, set a hard cutoff for screens. This is non-negotiable. 1 hour before you want to sleep, screens go off. Phone, laptop, TV, all of it. Because screens are the enabler of revenge binge bedtime procrastination. Effortless to stay up. There's always one more thing to watch. One more thing to scroll. And the blue light from the screens is literally telling your brain to stay awake. So you can't win that battle. You have to remove the option. Put your phone in another room. Set it on a charger far from your bed. Replace the screen time with something else. Something analog. A book. A conversation. Sitting with your thoughts. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. You'll feel the pull. The urge to check. To scroll this. But sit with it, because that discomfort is the exact thing you've been running from. And when you stop running, it passes, and sleep becomes possible. Here's the truth. You are not lazy for staying up late. You are not undisciplined. You are not choosing to sabotage yourself. You're trying to meet a need that your life is not currently meeting. The need for time that belongs to you. For autonomy. For freedom. For moments where you get to decide. And that need is real. It's important. But stealing time at night is not the answer. Temporary fix that makes the problem worse. Because the more you stay up, the more tired you are. And the more tired you are, the less capable you are of creating real autonomy during the day. You're stuck in a loop. And the only way out is to break it. You deserve rest. Real rest. The kind that restores you. The kind that makes you feel alive the next day. But you also deserve time. Time during your waking hours when you feel free. When you feel like your life is yours. And you have both. But not by staying up until 2 a.m. scrolling through things you don't care about. You have to build it differently. You have to make space during the day. You have to protect your time. You have to stop giving every waking moment to obligation and save nothing for yourself. This is not about perfect sleep hygiene. This is about reclaiming your life. About understanding that you have more control than you think. That you can set boundaries. That you can say no. That you can create pockets of time that belong to you. And when you do that, when you stop feeling like a victim of your own schedule, the need to stay up disappears. Because you're not fighting for scraps anymore. You're living a life that has space for you in it. So tonight, try something different. Don't force yourself to sleep if you're not ready. But also don't default to the scroll. Sit with yourself. Ask what you actually need. What you need. And see if you can give yourself that. Maybe it's rest. Maybe it's 15 minutes of something you love. Maybe it's just permission to stop. To let the day end. To trust that tomorrow can be different if you build it differently. You are not trapped, you just feel trapped. And feelings can change, starting now. If this made you see your late nights differently, if it helped you understand what's really happening, I'd love for you to subscribe, because there's more here. More ways to understand yourself. More tools to build a life that doesn't feel like a constant. And maybe that's what you need. A reminder that you can change this, that you're not stuck, that sleep is possible. And so is freedom.